I wish I could tell you I was drunk, confused, or manipulated, but the truth is uglier than that. I was completely aware of what I was doing the night I crossed the line. It didn't happen in darkness or secrecy. It didn't start with seduction. It started with something much slower, much quieter. It started with attention. Real attention. The kind that doesn't ask you how your day was, but asks what you felt. The kind that remembers things. My boyfriend Mark is a good man, steady, loyal, the kind who plans a future 5 years ahead and believes love is proven through commitment and routine. But when routine turns into silence, when safety feels like emotional invisibility, even the strongest relationship can crack. It wasn't about attraction. It wasn't about desire. It was about being seen. His name was Ethan. Not some mysterious stranger, just a guy from my office, someone normal, someone present. He listened, not to reply, but to understand. He noticed things when I cut my hair, when I looked tired, when I was quiet. And slowly, without permission, without planning, he became the person I spoke to when I didn't understand myself. And then it happened. Not suddenly, not passionately, but naturally. Like something that had been happening long before our hands even touched. When I told him I had a boyfriend, he didn't pull away. He just quietly said, "I know." And that was the problem. It wasn't a fling. It was emotional. That night, when lines blurred, when I made the worst choice of my life, I felt something I hadn't felt in months alive. And then I felt something even stronger, guilt. When I came home that night, Mark hugged me like nothing was wrong. His arms felt safe, familiar, comforting, and suddenly suffocating, because I knew what I had done. I didn't confess. Not then. But something had changed. My body was home, but my heart was somewhere else. Guilt has a way of making you honest, or maybe just careless. Because a week later, Mark noticed the change. He saw the way I smiled at my phone. He saw the name Ethan on my screen. He didn't yell. He didn't accuse. He just asked, "Should I be worried?" That question broke me because it wasn't angry. It was scared. And I didn't deserve his fear. I confessed, not proudly, not dramatically, just in quiet, shaky words that felt like needles piercing both of us. He didn't scream. He didn't curse. He just stared at me like he was trying to understand the difference between what hurts and what destroys. And then came the question. The one that changed everything. Block him. And I said the worst thing I have ever said in my entire life. I can't, it's complicated. In that moment, I didn't realize that those 4 words weren't about Ethan. They were about me. It's complicated meant, I don't want to block the person who makes me feel understood. It's complicated meant, I don't want to lose the person who sees me. It's complicated meant, I cheated, and still, part of me wasn't ready to let him go. When I said those words, I watched something change in Mark's eyes. He didn't cry or yell. He just stopped trying. He said, "You didn't just cheat on me. You chose him after." He walked away. Not dramatically. Just quietly, like someone who finally accepts the truth. Over the next few days, reality set in. There is no softer way to say it. I lost the man who loved me because I loved being listened to more than I loved being loyal. Ethan? He didn't stay either. Not because he was cruel, but because men like him don't want to be chosen second. And that's when I learned something brutal. You can lose 2 men at the same time. One because you betrayed him, the other because you used him. I thought emotional connection was harmless. I thought trust was casual. I thought feelings could be shared without consequences. I was wrong. Emotional cheating isn't softer than physical cheating. Sometimes it cuts deeper. Because what I gave Ethan wasn't my body. It was access to my heart. Weeks passed. Mark didn't text. Didn't beg. Didn't ask if I regretted it. He just left with one final message. I would have forgiven the mistake. But I couldn't forgive the choice. Today, I sit alone not because no one loves me, but because I didn't understand love when it was standing right in front of me. I thought love was excitement, constant attention, being deeply understood. But real love, deep love, is choosing someone, even on the days they don't understand you. It's building emotional safety inside the relationship, not outside of it. And maybe, just maybe, if I had shared my confusion with Mark instead of with Ethan, I wouldn't be telling this story. Now, when someone asks me what happened, I don't say, I cheated. I say, I emotionally left long before I physically left, and that was the real betrayal. My biggest mistake wasn't cheating. My biggest mistake was choosing attention over loyalty, emotional excitement over emotional commitment. I wish I could go back. Not to undo the moment I cheated, but to fix all the moments before it, when I should have protected my relationship instead of explaining it as complicated. Because it wasn't complicated. It was simple. I just didn't choose him. And now, he doesn't choose me.